What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1!
and today we're back at it to answer more questions from you guys and another for the greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put a question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. We also have super thanks. Basically, it's your way to support the channel by sending us over kind of like a tip jar type of thing. And you can ask us a question and you are going to get a guaranteed answer no matter what the question is. No matter how personal, intriguing, or difficult it is to find the answer, you are going to get that answered with super thanks, which is what Arok9 has done.
Yes, his question is, what is the true purpose of the halo stars? Could this ring of stars that encircle the entire Milky Way have a purpose? Could this ring that kills or drives mad all who get too close be a sort of electric fence left behind by the old ones to contain a galaxy beyond control? For if not them, who?
Good question.
Yeah, it sent shivers down my spine. So yeah, basically, what is it, like a month now, I did a video all about the Halo devices and the Halo stars, so I assume you did not check that out, but to basically too long didn't read, it's basically, you're right, it is a containment zone, it is an area of space that whoever ventures in does not come back. There's no 100% truth to who put it up, why it's there, but yeah, it basically acts as a fence to anything coming in or out, except for the Tyranids.
Yeah.
So we know that the Tyranids are from beyond the Milky Way galaxy, and they're coming into our own, so we know for sure that they did indeed traverse the Halo region of space. The Silent King has done that. He has left the galaxy and returned, and we can figure out that through the Halo devices, which are basically like talismans that drive whoever wields them mad. It gives them pseudo-immortality, and it makes them have an appearance similar to like an insect, like chitinous skin, blades for hands, and stuff like that. So that's some pretty crazy stuff that nobody really knows what's going on with.
Yeah. And the origin of it is like a mystery, right? Like, so it could have been the Silent King, it could have been the old ones, right?
Right. We don't know exactly who, what, when, where, why.
Or the Rat Goal. No. Or maybe a predecessor of the Rat Goal. But yeah.
Yeah. My 2 cents is it's probably the old ones.
Yeah.
It makes sense. They're like, the Milky Way will be ours, but in the meantime, let's let whatever creatures and things bubble up in there, take each other out, and then we'll come in when the plate is clean.
Yeah, and I think it's cool with the old ones because a lot of, or the original lore was like they're lizardmen, basically.
Right.
But in reality, we don't really know if it was a conglomeration of different species, and turning into an insectoid-style thing would kind of, be like, well, maybe it was a certain type of species of the old ones. Maybe the old ones were just like a set of Xenos. But yeah.
It could be it.
Good question.
Yeah. Let's go on to the next one. By Torton. Why hasn't GW created any models and or rules for the Exodite yet? I'm sure they would give a lot of money as to which kid wouldn't really want a warrior mounted on a dinosaur. Maybe it's because of some lore reason. Maybe they're too weak to fight against anybody.
Nobody wants to play elves in space. Like, that's just the sad reality.
Yeah.
When they did a big deal bringing in a new god, basically, Ennead, it must have not done well in sales because it wasn't supported, really.
Yeah. Even nowadays with like the revamp of the Eldar, with like the metal models coming to plastic, the Avatar of Cain becoming a powerhouse, I didn't hear anything else. Like, they just came and went. And it sucks because like there's so many storylines tied with the Eldar. You have like the Dark Eldar, the Inari, Exodites, all these craft worlds. It's just so many different things that you could really explore and have an awesome lore and deep dive into. But no, like, I guess the sales speak louder than anything.
Yeah. If anything, I think, or what were you going to say?
No, I was going to say, it would be cool to have dinosaurs, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure. If anything, I think it's going to happen kind of like the Crew. For the longest time, I think there's been a small minority, a loud minority, that's been saying, like, we want a Crew a mercenary faction like they did in 5th edition. Because 5th edition, you basically got a free codex where you can play the Crew as your own like mercenary faction. And I think people wanted that back, but we didn't get that. Instead, what we got was a kill team.
Right.
So maybe in the future we might see a kill team of Exodites.
Yeah.
That would be badass.
Right. Because, I mean, it's so awesome to see these conversions of, like, we're going back to the lizard men, having, like, stegosaurs and Tyrannosaurus Rex, and then just, you know, add a freaking Eldar to it.
Yeah. And also, like, GW knows that, like, they can probably milk the kit bashing community. Because all you have to do is buy, I forget what they're called, but, like, the Elven Riders, where they're writing basically, like, little raptors, or, like, raptors. Convert those into, like, just regular Eldar.
Right.
And boom, you have your Exodites. So, we'll see.
Yeah.
Next question comes from, let me see.
I got one by Faux Hugh. So I've read the wiki, but I still don't understand, how are the squats not seen as Xenos by the Imperium?
That's a good question, and I think like so there's two elements to this. The first element is that the new squats that are coming out, which is, what are they called?
The Leagues of Votan.
Are very different than the squats of like the old school lore. And I think maybe I haven't been on the wiki in a while, but maybe the wiki for the squats is still kind of like trying to process all the different information, the new information that's coming out for the Leagues of Votan, and kind of like piecing together the two probably conflicting pieces of lore.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're supposed to be abhumans.
Right. So, yeah, because if you look at the lore and you look at the codex, which, spoiler alert, has been spoiled online in its entirety, which is crazy. They're squats from Earth who went into the stars, and they started mining, making their own leagues, so to speak, and they basically are clones of a clone 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 of a clone.
Bad Bunny.
Yeah, so they're clones of the original abhumans from Terra that left, millennia ago. So technically, they're cousins, quote unquote, to humans. So I guess that could be a reason why. And through all these cloning and clone skins, they have adapted to their environment. So some squats look more Xenos than others, such as the Demiurge, which it's been confirmed the Demiurge, the rock squat men, are indeed squats. Yeah. And they work with the Tau, they work with other Xeno races, they work with the Imperium sometimes. They also fight with them, so yeah.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that's like it's going to be a shifting thing when the codex comes out. And these free sources that give you all this lore, it's just community generated. So it's based on how the community processes the information and throws it out there.
Right. And in the coming weeks, months, we'll get tons more lore and information on the Leagues of Votan, so you guys can make your own assumptions and ideas from that.
Yes. And also, there was a little kit bash thing for the Leagues of Votan Ninja Turtles edition.
Yes.
So check out our Instagram. No, it was Twitter.
It was on Twitter, and I posted on Facebook, too.
Yeah, check those social medias out to get that cool kit bashing. But next question comes from the big one. You guys got sponsored, so does that mean a poor, starving, semi-Ethiopian like me from the hood could get some sponsors for just $14.99 per month? Yeah, you could, yeah. Last week we were talking about we were sponsored by Audible, or for those videos anyways. You can find the link down in the description below. It should still be there. It's a free trial, and you get this 1 credit for an Audible, and then you can cancel at any time. So yeah, support us on there. You can probably do it too. But yeah.
Big one, yeah.
The big one, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I was going to say, Ethiopian or not, you guys can go and check out the link in the description below. Like you said, a free credit for any book. It doesn't even have to be an audiobook. You can listen to podcasts and whatnot. And I recommend checking out the Horus Heresy. Learn how the Imperium became what it is today from way back in the 30K era.
Yes. Next question comes from Brian B. How often does the Sound Alchemist dabble in alchemy? We kind of talked about this in the previous episode.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. Ever since I lost an arm and a leg, it's been pretty hectic.
And your brother.
True.
You turned him into a
suit of armor.
There you go.
I didn't turn him into. I affixed his soul to it.
Doesn't make it better.
It does not.
Next question.
This one is by Shinku Kiritu Ichika. What if Rogo Dorn faced Horus and not Sanguinius? Do you think he would have had a better chance to finish off Horus?
Possibility, yes, because I think that the fight between Horus and Sanguinius was a little emotional. So Sanguinius and Horus had a really strong connection because they were like
best friends.
Yeah, basically brothers.
Yeah, with Rogodorn, you don't have that like. I mean, you do have that brotherly love, but not as strong, not a deep connection like that of Sanguinius.
Yeah, especially because he was trying to kill Alfarius too, or would later try to kill Alfarius.
I think he technically did kill Alfarius.
Or Omega.
Or Omegon, or another one, but you never know with these guys. But yeah, I think that would have been a better fight. However, I still don't think Horus would have lost, or at least held on long enough for the Emperor to come in and do something about it.
I agree. Yeah. Because of narrative.
Right. You got to go with the narrative.
Yeah. And those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, please comment down below. Like we said, if you guys want to support the channel, hit us up with a super thanks. I hope you guys are enjoying these greater WAAAGHs, and we'll talk tomorrow.
That's right. This has been The Sound Alchemist.
Church One.
And we are out.